Hey guys, welcome back to RIPP Superchargers and thanks for stopping by. So I wanted to introduce this project. I know you've seen it already in a coil video we just did, but this is a RIPP owned vehicle because we got a lot of questions there. People asking when are we going to do a supercharger? Well, this vehicle is an in-house vehicle. It's a 2020 3.6 liter Trailhawk, so it's got all the goodies for off-road. You know, it's really comfortable to drive, and it's been in testing. So in this vehicle so far we've got, you know, the ignition coils, and we've also got our prototype catch can, and really that's what our video is about today. We're prepping it to go into prototype mode, so this car is going to come apart and it's going to be off the road for a little bit, so we can hang a compressor up front, run our front mount intercooler, put in our injectors, everything that has to do with, you know, making more power with the stock powertrain. But what we're doing here in this, it's out of the shot right now, but in this spot right here is our oil catch can driver's side, okay? And you can see if we pull the dipstick here, right, which is really convenient. It's one of the features of the RIPP catch can. You know, there is a lot of oil and dirt on it, so it's getting to be 3/4, you know, high on the stick, and you could see that, you know, it's out of the shot now, but it is. So that means it's a good time to, you know, dump it and give it a little clean. So that's what we're going to do here. It's pretty simple in this car. I've already loosened, you know, the 13 millimeter we're using right off the factory. I'll take that out. There's a couple of clamps here. Super simple. Pull the hoses. Super easy. One, make sure you don't lose that clamp. Two, don't lose that clamp. Yeah, oh yeah, it's heavy, so you could feel it. So I'm gonna bring that over here. All right, so basically when you come to your bench and your working area here, you know, you don't really need much. This is an 8 millimeter wrench, open end wrench, and a flathead screwdriver to take the C-clip off, and really just a working area where you can clean. So I like working with these sort of like two area, I don't know if you can see it in the shot, but basically it's got two sides, just clean and dirty. So that's how I operate. This is what I use to clean my catch can. You know, you can use whatever you want, but this just keeps it neat and tidy, and for the shot here, it actually works out. All right, so this is, you know, an all billet catch can. So some of the detail here is that all our fittings are aluminum and all our brackets are aluminum as well. So it's a well-built unit. You know, we do this knurling down at the bottom so that it's easy to like open. So you're just going to have to open it up. So these open up tight. A lot of people sort of complain about them being really tight, but that's because they're vacuum sealed, so you can run them in our system. So there's a fine thread in here, and there's also like a gasket in here. So they're a little bit harder to open, but when once you get them open once or twice, you get a good feel for how that, you know, how that operates. So, just one sec, let me change hands here. I'm a righty. Okay, so we're just opening this up, trying. I could feel that it's heavy, so I know that it's going to be, you know, messy, because I've sort of neglected it a bit. So shame on me, right? Ah, yes. Ah, yes, it is very, very dirty. So, maybe the one mistake here that I could do is I could take the dipstick out, and that tells me, you know, how much stuff there is in there. But you could see that it's, you know, it's filled to the top. This is 7,000 miles, and I did go a little further. Generally at 3,500, I would have checked this and emptied it, and I just kept going. So I'm going to just put this off to the side here a sec, okay? And I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing in here. So this stuff has been caught because, you know, there's water vapor in the engine, there's oil that's evaporating, and naturally there's, you know, there's blow-by that happens when you're revving the engine real high. So if you're making those, you know, 7,000 RPMs or 6,500 RPM shifts, just matting it, you're going to get some blow-by from the bottom of the engine. So the maintenance here basically is pretty simple. You've got this plate here that coagulates all the oil so that it drips down really nice. And behind here, there's a filter. So we're going to get right to it, okay? So I'm going to put this off to the side, and we're going to get to this little clip right here. So I'm going to wipe that down so it's easier to work with. And we basically just have to take this pin here, this C-clip out. You don't want these to spring too far away from you. So this is what we got here. If you can take a look at it, it's a C-clip, because if it goes springing across the shop, you're not going to find another one. All right, so in here you've got the filter, and you know, this is just the standoff to hold you know, this little plate here. And that's where you need this little 8 millimeter so you can get to the actual filter. Stuff's all hand tight, so there's no really torque specs for it. Just give it a nice little squeeze and it should be fine. There's no mechanical moving parts in here. So you've got an inlet, you know, and an outlet, and it's filtered. So that's how all this happens. This is basically just a filter, like an oil filter. And I'm using a 27 millimeter socket to open it up, and you just basically, you know, put your wrist into it, and it comes out pretty easy. And this is where we start cleaning it, right? So in here, basically, what I like to use is just like a brake cleaner. Pretty simple stuff, right? It's nothing too fancy. You can get this at any auto parts store. And I just basically, you know, go into my dirty side of where I'm working area, and I give it a good clean. Now, the spray is enough, you know, to push all that dirt out. And you're not necessarily going to catch that on camera, but that's the way you clean this, basically. So that's your main focus, is making sure that you get all the grime and dirt out of there, right? The next component that you're cleaning, right, is going to be, you know, the catch can's top, which is super easy to clean too, because you can really just use your brake clean. There's nothing special to it. That's why I like using the brake clean, because it lifts all the oils and basically just takes, you know, everything out. And you get to see all the anodization. You see how it's drying up in there, you know, really, really clean, right? That's because all the oil is really coming out of there. There's not a lot of dirt, you know, in here. It's all really in the can itself. So I'm just going to wipe this down from, you know, that little spray that we gave it, so that I can put it down, and then, you know, we'll just pour this bad boy out. Now in here there is a mix of oils, so you should be very aware of where you're, you know, throwing this stuff out. You know, you don't want to just throw it down the drain. That's, you know, you want to be environmentally friendly. So you can bring that to like an auto parts store, and they will, you know, dispose of it for you properly, or your local mechanic as well. They have means of doing that. So, you know, you really only get to do this once, but you can see how dirty, you know, this stuff is, right? This is a mix of gook, of water and oil and all sorts of stuff. And then generally there's some sediments down at the bottom that start to come out in those little white trails, okay? And that's just all, there it is right there. I don't know if you're catching that on camera, okay? See it there? That's the stuff that would normally go and start clogging up and get stuck to your valves and the top of the piston and stuff. So, you know, essentially that's what you have to worry about, and that's what we're catching. So catch can, really easy. Again, we take our brake clean. You can see here some of that junk. I'm not sure, again, if you see it there, but it's pretty ugly, right? So we're going to spray down, break some of that contaminants up, slosh around really easy, get that junk out. And then we're just going to get our towel and clean it up. And basically, we've given the catch can a really nice cleaning. We've dumped that gunk that didn't make it into your engine, which I like. And that's why we make these parts. Now, you know, a lot of people will start to say something like, well, you know, you don't really need a catch can. You know, the manufacturer put one in if you needed it. But, you know, they're not doing you any favors. That's why we're building these parts, and that's why we sell these parts. So we're giving you a good understanding of how you catch this stuff in here. So assembly couldn't be any easier, right? We're going right back into the way we took it apart in a backwards process. Give that a good tighten with the socket. Good old wrist. Get that out of the way. That 8 millimeter. Put it nice on top. And then this is important. So you're lining this little groove up here with where the oil dipstick would come out. So that way, you know, you're not running into that plate. That's why we make that little groove there. So that's pretty easy too. And then we just got to get this pin on, which, you know, you can fight a little bit. So just give me a moment. Put that on. Okay, satisfying little clip, and then put the dipstick on after. Well, essentially that's what you know. That's all I needed to show you, was just a quick little service and how-to of putting your RIPP catch can back into ready to catch another 7,000 miles worth of grime, and you can reinstall this back in the car. Give it a little wipe down. So, hope you liked what you saw. Catch can doing its work. I'm glad you guys stopped by. Thanks for watching the video. You know, you can always ask questions in the comments, like, subscribe, all that nice stuff. Thanks, guys.